Hello everyone, in today's video I'll be showing you my upgraded Dell Precision T3500 computer, which you see right here, and I will show you what kind of upgrades I made to it. So the upgrades that I made for this computer was I put a M.2 NVMe SSD in here with a PCI-e or PCI Express X4 M.2 NVMe adapter. I also put this bracket in here, which enabled me to put an extra hard drive. So this thing has roughly, let me see, I'll show you on the computer on what kind of stuff I put in here. I didn't really put a graphics card in here because I don't need it, because this thing is just being used as a server. But I did want to put an M.2 NVMe in here, and I'll show you that next. Okay, so now I'm back on my computer. So this is the Dell Precision T3500 that I showed you earlier. This computer has about 16 gigabytes of DDR3 PC-10600 in it. DDR3 RAMs. It has a Xeon W3680 processor with 6 cores in it at 3,333 megahertz or 3.33 gigahertz. Right now I have Windows 11 Pro installed on it. What I did was I upgraded it from Windows 7 Pro to Windows 11 Pro. I do have a video on that if you are interested in seeing it. Video descriptions below. So graphics card, I just have a regular Nvidia Quadro NVS 295 because it's not being used for anything more than a server. I don't need a fast graphics card. I have a DVD-RW in this thing, which came with the computer. I have a M.2 NVMe SSD. It's a Fanxiang S500 Pro, 512 gigabyte M.2 NVMe, and in a PCI-e M.2 54 slot, basically. That's the slot that it's using. And the next one is a Seagate 1 terabyte hard drive. Next one is a Toshiba 2.5-inch hard drive. Next one is a Western Digital Blue 2 terabyte hard drive. SATA 3.5-inch. All the hard drives except for the Toshiba are 2.5-inch. Are 3.5-inch, sorry. So the next one is 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue hard drive. 3.5-inch. This is a very old computer. It was originally released in 2009, and so this makes it about roughly 14 years and some month old, maybe 14 years and 6 months old or something like that. Very old computer. Storage devices. C drive is a Western Digital 2 terabyte. D drive is a Seagate 1 terabyte hard drive. E drive is a Western Digital Blue 1 terabyte. F drive is a Toshiba 2.5-inch 1 terabyte hard drive. And G drive is a Fanxiang S500 Pro 512 gigabyte M.2 NVMe SSD. So I'll be testing the M.2 NVMe SSD and show you the score that I get on it. I did tests on it earlier, but for whatever reason, if you don't believe me, I will run the test again to show you that. These are the scores that I actually got. This is the fastest storage device I have on this computer. It's Fanxiang S500 Pro, which is capable of a read speed of 3.5 gigabytes per second and a write speed of about maybe 3.1 gigabyte or 3.2 gigabytes for the write speed, but I'm only able to get these low scores because my PCI Express port is a PCI Express 2.0 by 4. So it's basically a PCI Express 2.0 by 16 port, but it's only capable of PCIe 2.0 by 4, according to the manual that I saw on this computer. So roughly the same score, basically. Read 1813 megabytes per second. Write about 1714 megabytes per second. Similar. The hard drives are about anywhere from 70 to 162 megabytes per second for the read. For the write, it's anywhere from 66 megabytes per second to 153.17 megabytes per second. So that's the range for the hard drive. And this computer does not have a SATA 3 slots. It only has SATA 2, which is only capable of roughly, I think, 3 gigabits per second, which is roughly about 300 megabytes per second. SATA 3 is capable of 6 gigabits per second, which is about 600 megabytes per second. As you can see, the SATA 2 is slower than a SATA 3. I didn't put a 2.5-inch SSD in this computer because there's really no need for it. You're only going to get about maybe 250 megabytes per second with a SATA, 2.5-inch SATA. I've put a 2.5-inch SATA SSD in my Dell Precision T5500. I was getting scores of maybe 250 to 275 megabytes per second for the read, about 260 megabytes per second for the write. So that's not very fast. So I didn't decide to put a SATA SSD in this computer. In the future, I could definitely add a better graphics card in it. I might take the GeForce GTX 1070 out of my old i5 3570K, which I'm going to retire very soon, and put that graphics card in this computer, and that would probably could turn this computer into a pretty capable gaming computer if I wanted. But that's not what I intended this computer to be. I just want to use it as a workstation server. Right now I'm in the process of putting M.2 NVMe's in all of my servers, and I have done so in a number of my servers already, and I will definitely get more M.2 NVMe's as the price of these are getting less and less expensive, and the adapters, the PCIe adapters are also very inexpensive, so I will be doing that. So I'll show you another thing. The temperature of my Fanxiang M.2 NVMe. I have a Tusser M.2 NVMe cooler heatsink on this computer, on this adapter, and right now it's 25 degrees C, which is pretty cool actually. Not very hot at all. And that cooler is keeping it cool, and I'll leave that in the video descriptions below if you're interested in anything I used here. The hard drives, the M.2 NVMe's or whatever. I'll put that in the video descriptions below. So this is my upgrade for my one of my Dell Precision T3500 servers. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, you could leave it in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.